Hello, everyone. Good night. How's everyone doing? It's 8:30 and we're gonna start in 3 minutes time. Wait. Today is English webinar and today we're gonna share a little bit about networking. How's everyone doing? If you're here and you're ready to start, just let me know. Just types in the comment. I would be able to see you. And hello everybody. I have to make sure my streams are working. I know that you guys are around. And today, I think the network is not excellent because it's really not that excellent. But anyway, I'll be happy to have you guys around. Let's start in another minute or two. And if you have any questions, you can actually pre-type it here. Like pre-type it right at the chat box so that I can answer them as they go. Sometimes I may miss some of the questions because when I go on presentations mode, clearly I don't really see the screens. I can't see the screens. But anyway, if let's say you are watching me right now, just let me know that you guys are watching. Just by typing in a yes, that I know that you guys are around. And what's happening here? And it's 8:33. We shall start. I need to update my Facebook. Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. Thanks for hopping by. Okay, all right. And today we're gonna share a little bit about networking specifically. I'm not sure whether you guys gonna see what exactly is happening. Today I'm gonna share how do you network, because I know that a lot of people do not know how to network, and they do not know the tactics of why or how. When they do business networking, they always stumble upon a lot of restrictions or a lot of rejections, or they don't get any friends, they don't get good friends, they only get good business they only get like people who use them a lot. So I'm going to teach you the tactics here right now, which is super important, which I feel that it's going to benefit you guys from meeting people, getting real friendships, and also getting real networks. Even though it's not friendship, but at least there are networks. And why are networks so important? It's basically because when you have networks, that's where you're going to have help. Like, there's one saying says that you guys are gonna have more people helping you rather than you being alone in the entrepreneur journey. A lot of entrepreneurs are pretty lonely a lot of times, so it's pretty important for us to actually have a proper network. So I'm gonna share my screen, and you guys are gonna see my screen, and I'm gonna present this way. And yeah, so let me just make sure that you guys are here and ready to start. And as usual, a little advertisement here. My live webinar will run every single day except for Thursday, and it's going to be alternating between English and Mandarin. And today it's Saturday night, 8:30 to 9 p.m. So it's going to be English. And I'm really happy that you guys are around. And yeah, I just hope that you guys can give me some comments or share this out to anyone that are watching right now. I'll be super happy, and we shall start. Like, how do you network to get business and get the best out of it? a lot of people don't make friends around network. And last week, I think on Wednesday, I did share, or Wednesday and Tuesday, I did share like the importance of you having an ecosystem around you. If you're doing plastic today, you need to have like plastic suppliers, plastic customers, plastic networks, and plastic competitors around you so that you understand what's actually happening, what's the benefit of having different people around you to help you guys around. I need to lock the door so that don't people come in to trash us. Okay, so that's why I think that it's very important for you guys to know. So how do you network to get business? How do you, what are the steps? Because today I'm going to share to you like physical steps. Like if let's say you're super shy, you're not confident, like what are the physical steps that you can get yourself to be in a network? Like how do you get yourself to start? Because a lot of people are not like me. I'm actually very chatty. I'm a very chatty person. I can actually mingle around in networking events, so I don't feel shy. But a lot of people still resist themselves to they're shy. They don't like to talk to people. They do not know where to start, actually. A lot of people don't know where to start. So this is just going to be like a 101 guideline. Like, why do you want to network? Like, what to start, what to do, and what's the thing or main point that you need to have in mind so that you know this is very important, or like what are the key concepts are you supposed to have when you're networking? Because sometimes people network the wrong way. And when they network the wrong way, they don't get the right results, and they will think and they will tell people that network is not working, right? So tip number one is like you need to let people know your presence. By all means, you need to at least have a profile in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or whatever, Instagram, TikTok. Like if you don't nurture them, it's fine, but at least have a Facebook profile. Like people know what you do, what business you are in, and share some very great knowledge about what you know in your business. And when you show up in your network functions, and I would encourage you to also show up online and offline. So regardless of whether it's an online network or offline networks, you need to be there. If it's an online network, it will be like showing up into like some function, networking events online, and offline would be physical meetings. Of course, now under CMCO or COVID lockdown, we pretty much can't do anything. But if it's a online meeting or offline meetings, you need to let people know that you are there. Because some of them, they join a business network, but they don't tell people, hi, I'm here, you know, this is what I do. And people don't know you, and people don't bother to ask who you are unless they are super friendly. So it's very important for you to actually tell people you are there. When you're in a business network, you need to tell people that at least you're present. So like earlier on, I told you guys that there's a lot of networking functions that you can attend. Drink Entrepreneur, BNI, Rotary, like up to you. Like as long as it's actually a network that is going to help your business, try to show up and let people know that you are there, and people can actually at least know what you do and what's your name. And tip number two, this is something that a lot of old sayings are saying. Like it's a very old saying that givers gain. Givers gain means when you give something, you will have something in return, or you want to look at it as karma. Like when you're giving people something, you shall receive. And I always believe that this is true. A lot of people don't think that is true, but I feel that is true. Anytime that you find that any of the tips that I'm actually providing here, it's actually providing you some very, very good tip, just try to write it down so that other people can also benefit and also take a ponder or give a thought on the tips that you think that is very, very good. Grant Cardone always say that selling is the act of giving, not getting, serving, not sell. And a lot of times if you see a lot of selling actions, you get a lot of resistance. If you were in a networking session intended to sell, I can tell you most of the time people reject you because you're not there to sell. You're there in a networking session to give. If you can give, the more The more you give, the more you shall receive. So I always think that giver's gain is a very, very powerful word that you should have in mind if, let's say, you were to be in any networking sessions. A lot of things that doesn't mean, people will think that, does that mean that I have to like give my profit, give my margins, give my, free gift to other people? It's not that. It's actually giving that energy, giving the motivations, and giving the connections, and even at times giving the referrals to other people, just by sharing people things that you can actually help people in. And it's very simple to do. It doesn't take up your money. Well, sometimes probably yes, because when you buy people a cup of tea, I think that's fine. I mean, it's part of business networking. It's part of marketing. So I think giver's gain is a very, very powerful one. And giver's gain is not only in business networking, it's also in your customers. If you're giving so much to your customers cannot resist, and your customer will not pinch you, because you are giving your best, utmost attitude and the best energy to your customers, giving the best attention and attitude to your customers, and they cannot say no. In a way, I feel that giving is so important in any way. And Tony Robbins always like this: when you give, you get. So tip number 3, of like how do you utilize business network, how do you really network so that you can actually garner sales, is you have to find a target rich environment. You have to mingle in networks that are very beneficial to your business. Don't mingle in the wrong network group where you probably don't get any benefits out of it, or you're mingling in a place where a lot of people are trying to get more from you rather than you are giving. Find a target rich environment. Okay, let's say today I'm in plastics. I will actually look into what sort of environment am I supposed to be in. We are supposed to be in manufacturing. We're supposed to be in probably projects, and also probably into like foreign projects and or export networks, so that all this is going to be my target market. When I'm there, I'm actually there to serve. I'm ready to serve. So a lot of times people will think that, there's no time online. You go there, you won't get anyone, you won't get any benefits out of it. But to be very frank, you really have to look for the right place to market or target. And people will try to help you, or people try to link you up, because that's where a business networking is. So just give it a thought, like, who are the ideal networking events that you need to go? If today you are watching right now, just write down or just Google all the list of the networking events that you think that it may benefit you. If let's say today you're actually in projects, you're actually constructions, maybe you should mingle around architects. Today, if let's say you are working with retail, maybe you should actually mingle around with people who does franchise, or you are supposed to mingle around with those people that are in the FMCGs. So you have to find who are the target environment and ecosystem you need to be there. All right, so it's pretty simple. Just find the right place to network. And like I said, you need to remember the following tips. So you need to be like very, very important that you need to know how to network, right? And to me, I find that this is so important. Ditch your ego. Like, you're here to make friends. You're here to build networks. You're here to build your reputations. A lot of people go to a networking events with an ego. Like, I have been to some very, very funny, I've met some funny people who doesn't even bother giving name cards, or doesn't even bother showing up themselves, or doesn't even bother introducing themselves, because they think that people will know who they are. And that was actually a big turnoff. Like, the more you do that, the more nobody will actually want to send you any referrals, or anyone would like to approach you, because you seem unapproachable. Like, when you talk to people, you have that ego sense of you're on top of things, and people will just think that, fine, you have everything in your life already, why should I bother connecting you with someone? Or people will think that, oh, people just come to me because they want to get something out of me. And that ego feeds you so much that you probably just forget that you are actually in a networking events. So if let's say today you went to a networking event, like you go to a networking event, you find that you find that if, let's say, you want to put on a mask and tell people how good you are and how great you are, yeah, it's fine, but just make sure that it's when you put down your mask and put on your shield to be really genuine in networking with people. That's when genuine business can come through, because people will help. I think helping, it's a nature to humans, and people will actually give you more channels or more opportunities if you are really down to earth. Like, let's say people know me and they will probably invite me to like other events or other things or other parties or other even networking small groups that they think that we fit into the culture, or they think that we're gonna benefit somebody. So it's so important that it's very important that if, let's say, you can go to the go put your ego down and be more humble and make genuine friendships from there. Okay, and that's coming into like something very, very important, is to prepare your pitch. A lot of people, when they go to networking, they can't properly introduce themselves. Why am I putting a picture of a glue here is because, like, we need to tell people who we are, and this pitch has to stick. You cannot tell people that you're doing this. You not have like 5 or 10 businesses around me. If you're, let's say, going to a networking event and you realize that these part of people that you're networking, it's specific to your one of the business, you have to tell them that who you are in a very short way, that people knows that that's you and that's what a service you provide, because then people will be able to introduce you to other people. Otherwise, people can only remember your face or your name, and they will not be able to know what you do. And that's it. Like, you don't get to, people won't stick. People won't get that connections, and people won't think that, I actually know this plastic specialist that, I met some times ago. And when they Google or they try to search, they cannot remember you. So you have to find a pitch, prepare a pitch that actually sticks, and people will know that, oh, that's what you do and what is your USP. Yeah, it's so important that you actually put your USP into your pitch. Like, I'm the plastic specialist in Malaysia. Like, put on something that people can relate to. And you can actually showcase like what are the best programs that you have done or best projects that you have done, and people will say, wow, so that's who you are, and I can remember you. If, let's say, I were to meet you again, I will be able to introduce you to somebody. And the frequency of the networks is also important, because and the frequency of telling people who you are is also equivalently important, and you have to tell people who you are, and that pitch have to stick. I've known somebody who actually sells very, very well, and every time I met her or her, she will actually tell me that she's actually into making foamworks. And actually, foamworks is a very technical term. Like, how do you know what's a foamwork, right? So she actually put it into a way that I can remember what foamwork is, and every time I remember constructions, I remember her. So it's very sticky in that way. So when you know somebody in the network that relates to you, you can actually open up your channel to somebody that is unrelevant. So let's say for today, I'm actually plastic, but I know somebody in the water works, or I know somebody into constructions. And why do I know so much people in the construction? Is because I take my time to understand their pitch, understand what they do, and they link us up to something else. And it's one way that I can actually grow a lot of knowledge in the industry, because I finally get to have a very broad view of what construction and how they are. I have a very, very broad view of how transportation works. I have a very broad view of how agriculture works, because they sort of introduced me in a way that is so sticking to my brain that, oh, this is how they do it. And that's very important. And coming up, it's follow up. So if let's say you meet someone that is so good and you find that there is potential to collaborate in future, or it's worthwhile to make a friend, I would always encourage you to at least send a text and tell them that it's been a great evening today. I'm so happy to meet you, and I'm so happy to meet you as one of the authority in the industries. Just tell them that you're happy genuinely to meet them up, and so happy that you have that conversation with them. And that actually brings so much feel-good feeling in that person, and they will remember you. So when they remember you, what happens is they will introduce you. So always do that follow-up, always just chit-chat. And I have a practice which I learned from one of in one of the very big event from Russell Brunson's, and it's from, I can't remember who, this guy who called Prince. So he made an effort to, the Black Eyed Peas guy. So it's a Black Eyed Peas guy. I forgot what's his name actually. So what he does is every day he will actually follow up with somebody. Like everyone in the contact, she will just say hi to somebody. And it's so important, right? Because sometimes if you don't keep the following up, and people will tend to forget you. So it's so important that you make that consistent connection with somebody. And it's just not so difficult like last time. Last time, there is no social networking, there is no Facebook, there is no Instagram, there's no SMS, there's no WhatsApp. Last time you really have to call. But right now, it's just a text away and just say that, hey man, how are you doing? Catch up soon. That sort of stuff, like just to let people remember you. And it's going to have great momentum going forward. And you won't end up very awkward. Because a lot of times people will think that I have not met them for years and I have not contacted them for years. But when I need them, when I need to finally message them, I feel so awkward because I have not been following up with them. And that puts you into a very embarrassed situation if let's say you were to ask for a favor. So I would actually encourage today, what you need to do right now is flip out your phone book and go through all the list of connections and contacts and see, these are the people that I need to make connections with. Just drop a message and say, hi, how are you doing lately? Catch up soon. I hope you're doing well in CMCO. Is everything still fine? And all these, I think, are very, very useful for you to continuously build that relationship. And it's just that text away. It's seriously just that text away. This is so important to me as well, because I always do that. If you do that as well, maybe you want to type this in this comment and say follow-ups, like sending people a text. It's so important to just keep connections, even with your friends. Like some friends you probably have not communicated with them since high school or since primary schools. And it's just text away. It's really just text away. Hi, babe. How are you doing? I miss you. Or, this sort of stuff. It's so important just to stay connected. Just to, have this networking happening around you. And just say, I've not connected to you, since a long time ago. What's up? What are you doing right now? Let's connect. Let's meet. So it's so simple, right? So this thing to me is you need to stick it on. Super, super important. Very, very much important. Okay, and that comes to my final point, which is to link up. I still remember one of my best friend, Denise. She is so good in linking up, and I realized that most of my friends are linked up by her. So what she does is she will link me up to her friends in universities, or she will link me up to other people. And the more link up she does, it just sort of put her into a position that she's so famous in the circle, and other people would actually want to help her. Other people want to link her up with somebody, and it's so easy to connect everyone's together. And it's not easy, but it takes some practice to bring someone to meet someone. And it's not awkward as well. People find it very awkward, and it's very easy. I can show you how. Okay, if you want to learn how, just put in there and say yes. If you want to learn how you're going to link up someone with someone very, very easily. So the tips is, all you need to do is to tell people that, hey, I'm going to bring a friend, which I think that is going to benefit you. Or you can say, are we meeting up today? If you're meeting up today, I'm going to bring a friend. Is it okay for you? And most of the people will just say yes, right? And when you link this up, sometimes people make friends, people know who you are, who are you, and it becomes something so you just start to have this big network that is happening around you. When the big network that's happening, you mutually know each other, and that builds a trust, and also that builds some primary friendship. And when people needs to refer somebody, and they will say, hey, can I check this out? Do you know this guy? Are they okay? And that's where you get that whole circle of networking starting together. Of course, every people will have different characters. Every people will have different kind of attitude towards business, but it's fine because you don't know, you don't really know at what point of time they grow into what. And it's always good to have a connections attached away. And I already love this, always love this linking up, because I like to bring people to people, and that garners that very, very big network of trust, right? So let me check what is the time now. I'm always very happy that I manage my slides and my time perfectly. Okay, and I gave a summary because I probably think that somebody would actually miss out. So I now also improve my slides so that there is a summary where how are you going to network for business and get the best out of it. So number one is let people know your presence in a networking event. Who are you? Number two is givers gain, like give all you can. Number three is find a target rich environment, like a place where you know that that place is going to help you flourish your network, flourish your sales, flourish your business. Number four, ditch your ego. Put down your ego and be really, really genuine in helping people and genuine in like meeting people. And number five, prepare your pitch, like who you are, like what you do, like in a very simple, like few seconds way of like telling people, hi, I'm the plastic specialist. Nice to meet you. I do plastic injection, so and so. So, and then follow-ups. It's so important. This one, I would really, really want you to remember that it's so important for you. And just text away. It's just text away. It's just Facebook away. It's just a messenger away. So follow up with those people that you have long time never meet. And maybe it's just people that you met once or twice, and somebody that is in a very, very huge network, like, I don't know, some Dato or Tan Sri or whatsoever. You manage to get their contacts. You manage to meet them. Just follow up. Like, you wouldn't know when you guys are going to start a business together. It's just amazing. And number seven is you need to link up people to people so that you help people. This is also part of Givers Gain. It's also part of helping people with other businesses, which I find that it sort of make you the popular person in the network. It sort of make you the popular person that actually brings people together. And I think people will remember you of what you do. Right. And why do I put in a big heart in this summary is because I always feel that when you want to network, you want to learn about somebody, you want to know about somebody. Having heart is very, very important. Having the heart to tell people who you are, having the heart to really mean business, and having the heart to really give is so, so important. So whatever that you do right now have to come with a heart, like a sincerity to mean business, sincerity to really give, sincerity to tell people who you are. And I would like to end our presentation in my favorite Tony Robbins class, which is it's not what you know, but who you know. And Tony Robbins put it into the proximity lessons that he teach in one of his KBB programs, which I'm on. And he told me that if you want to be successful, you need to be closer to those people that are successful. If you want to be smart, you need to be very close to people that are smart, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And yeah, that goes with my presentation. And a small promotion here that I'm going to do 3-step systems to multiply your business during crisis, a preview webinar on the 20th of October, 10 a.m. in the morning. And if you're free to join, feel free to join. I'm going to put this link into my maybe comments that you can if you think that you want to learn something more, you can always go in there and check out how I'm gonna guide you towards like your business. It's just a sharing of a 3-step systems of how you can actually multiply your business during crisis. Follow me on Facebook. I started my Twitter. I don't know why, but I started my Twitter. And my Instagram as well at I am Samantha Chi. So so glad that you guys are here. I'm so super excited to see you on the 20th October, just in case that you would like to join me in this event on Eventbrite. I'm going to put the webinar link into the comments if you just feel that you want to sign up and just catch up with me in that 1.5 hour webinars, which I'm going to give you a mini workbook on your business. Like, it's just a review program on your business. Just feel free to check it out. It's a free webinar. And that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.